Man, CNN is okay. I'm sitting here watching CNN. I don't know why. I just kind of want to see how crazy these leftist liberals are and what they really think about this country and Donald Trump. And the Garcia guy comes on again, alleged MS-13 guy who beats his wife. But they're defending him. He's in the country illegally. Came in the country illegally. Got caught a couple of times. Was ordered to be deported. Documented that he beats his wife. She put a restraining order out on him. New evidence about him beating her up again. And yet these crazy Democrats are defending him all under the guise of, oh, we need due process. We got to follow due process. We get it. Everybody wants due process. And I'm saying to myself, man, how can these, what's wrong with these people? I can't understand how they think. Well, until I watched an episode of one of my favorite shows, The Warrior. And if you never watched The Warrior, you should. It's a good show. This is season 3, episode 5. Now, The Warriors, again, is about Chinese gangs back in San Francisco, I believe, 1895, when it was a huge Chinese migration to America, San Francisco in particular. Um, Now, the show shows the point of view of the Tongs, or gangs. These are Chinese organized gangs that run that neighborhood of San Francisco. One of my favorite characters is Young Jun, and Hassan is the star. This show was also written by Bruce Lee, just so you know. But he is one of my favorite characters. He's a bad dude, no questions about it. You name it, he did it: murder, rape, prostitution, drug dealing, you name it, he did it twice. Yet when you watch the show and it's told from their point of view, you kind of empathize with him, you sympathize with him. You see here, what's going on now is actually, kind of reminiscent of what was happening there. A big push to get rid of illegal immigrants. In this case, though, in that case with Young June, they didn't only want to get rid of immigrants, any immigrants, even hardworking immigrants. Not just they wanted to get rid of all immigrants, hardworking immigrants included with illegals. Well, which I guess is what's going on now too. But the thing of it is, as much as I like Young June, as much as I like the show, as much as I empathize with his plight, because when I seen what they did to him, I'm saying to myself, oh man, that's racist. These racist fucks, blah blah blah. How could you can't deport Young June? And then I said, wait a minute. Now, how do I feel this way now about Young June, but I feel a different way about Garcia? And it's just simple human nature. Once you kind of associate with somebody and you like somebody, you tend to defend them. That's your emotional side, right? Now, the difference I think between MAGAs, Republicans, and leftist, progressive Democrat lunatics is we got common sense. In other words, emotionally, yes, I take Young June's side. I think you should. I think he should be set free. I think he should continue with his daily criminal activities because I like him, because I see his point of view. The common sense side of me takes over and says, you know what, Young June, you're a fucking criminal, and you need to get out of here. And that's what the Democrats seem to lack. Common sense, that is, because the Garcia guy that they're defending wholeheartedly, he's not the decent Maryland guy like they try and portray him to be. He's an MS-13 gang member. He's beat his wife a couple of times. New allegations now just came out that he beat his wife. His wife filed a restraining order. This is all documented. He was deported. He was actually ruled to be deported. He never did get a green card or really seek asylum. He tried to seek asylum, but the reason he wanted asylum was because he said he was in danger in his country, and that's because it was the opposition, the rival gangs that was trying to kill him. So more proof that he's a gang member. Now they'll say that he's never been convicted of a crime, which could be true because usually high-ranking gang members you rarely do have criminal records because the flunkies do all the hard work. But that doesn't mean he hasn't done crimes. Usually the crimes he do, because he's kind of smart, I'm going to assume, never get caught for. So to believe that he's a decent American man and to try and die on a hill for him, I think that's total lunacy. And again, the difference between Democrats and Republicans, we separate our emotions with common sense. In other words, I like Young June, but Young June, you got to go. You're a criminal. Young June says he has been born here, so he's got a little more stake to right of due process, I suppose, than Garcia does. But either way, you're a criminal. If we can't deport your ass, then you got to still go to jail. Garcia is not a citizen. He wasn't born here, came here illegally, committed crimes. You got to go, my man. Due process, I get it. We all support due process, believe it or not, we do. It's just this ain't the guy to die on the hill for that stance. It's just he's not the guy. In other words, if there really was a decent, hardworking, honest, good living American citizen, or even an immigrant that was deported illegally without due process, Democrats wouldn't be the only ones in the protest. It would be MAGAs there too, because we believe in the right of due process. But we believe more in the right of due process for people who are here legally. Even if you're an immigrant, you work. Even if you're a legal immigrant, but you're working hard and you're living honest, I would support you. I would support you. But if you're an illegal immigrant and you're not living an honest lifestyle, you're committing crimes, then I have no sympathy for you if you got to go. But Democrats see it different. I get why they see it different. But then again, that's why we're different. MAGAs are different. We have common sense. We know how to divulge our common sense from emotions. And I don't know. That's the dangerous part, if you ask me, if you're going to act on emotions. Um, But either way, like I said, Young June, I like you, but you got to go. You got to go to jail or whatever. They probably can't deport you if we believe what you say, but you got to go to jail. Garcia, you got to get the hell out of here too. I'm not defending you. I'm not saying due process isn't important and it isn't something. And then with the Illegal Enemies Act, which is an old act that Trump just initiated again, which gives him the right to deport invading armies or invading gangs, whatever, into the United States, and you probably can be deported without due process. I'm not sure about that, but the Supreme Court will probably have to likely decide if anybody deported under that act is afforded the right of due process. Don't know, but we'll see about that. But either way, Garcia is not the guy you want to die on a hill for. He's just not. You find in a real hardworking, honest American, or even immigrant, even a legal immigrant that was deported without due process, MAGAs would be behind you, Democrats. We would. But this ain't the guy. This ain't that dude that you want to die on the hill for. You got to pick another person. You got to pick, and to so fervently pursue this just shows how demented these people really are. To be consumed so much by hate that this is what they would defend. I don't know. Crazy, crazy. But these people can't be in power. They just can't. We made a mistake for 4 years letting them do what they did to this country. Can't let them continue. Anyway, that's all I got to say. I'm going to finish my beer. Oh, check out The Warrior too. It's cool.